Trump steady trying to embarrass these presidents. You can't do the South African president like you did the Ukrainian president. It got turned up in that Oval Office, okay? And it's annoying, like, we bringing these presidents here just so that we can embarrass them and insult their presidency? For what? You're just trying to push your racist agenda. Refugees only for white South Africans. We're not stupid. We don't believe it. I mean, us as Americans, we just don't get no power to change it. But, like, we're not stupid.
Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, supporting your girl on this channel. So, credit goes to the creators in this video. So, guys, in today's video, a meeting happened in the Oval Office, right? The South African President Cyril Ramaphosa met with President Trump in the White House, right? And it was supposed to be a diplomatic discussion, but it turned tense. And you know, people always have things to say. So this video is a compilation of those that supported Cyril and those that supported Trump, right? Because Trump reportedly said, after showing Cyril some clips, supposedly attacks on white farmers, saying, and I quote, "This is real. The world needs to see what happened." And I really do not understand the expressions of the president of South Africa, because he said he had not seen some of those clips before. Guys, what do you think about this in the comment section? Because this matter goes deeper than you think. Let's watch these videos.
Just talk about what really went down with President Trump when he met with South African President Ramaphosa. Trump didn't hold back. He confronted Ramaphosa in the Oval Office with a video showing anti-white rhetoric, including Julius Malemo shouting "unalive the board," and the claim that white South African farmers were being systematically targeted and unalive, something Trump referred to as white genocide. Now, we're not going to pretend that some Africans in South Africa aren't violent, because crime there is very real, just like it is in every part of the world. But let's also not act like some white South Africans didn't steal land through colonialism and apartheid. Both sides have dirt, and that's the truth. Ramaphosa pushed back. He made it clear that violent crime affects everyone, black, white, and in between. He said the government land reform plan isn't about targeting white farmers. It's about correcting deep historical injustices. And that's fair to acknowledge too. But here's the truth. Trump cannot save the entire world. Yes, he should try to work with South Africa for peace and cooperation, but America has serious issues here at home. Our border is still in a frenzy. Our economy is shaky. Crime is rising in our own cities. So before we try to play the hero on the world stage, we better make sure our own house is in order. This was a high stakes meeting with real tension, but also a reminder, and let's just face the truth, not just the parts that fit your favorite side narrative. Now, the media is saying that Trump is racist, but there was no racism. Both leaders met, they disagreed, and they will work it out. That's what strong leadership looks like.
Because a lot of y'all keep asking, are you still happy with your vote? You voted for Trump. Are you still happy? Well, if you look at what happened today in the White House, unequivocally, yes. So the South African president was sat down with the president of the United States, Donald Trump, and they were talking about trade and all that. And Donald Trump was like, y'all got to stop this genocide that's happening to white folk in South Africa, which it is happening. And the guy tries to deny it. They try to say that that's not happening. Then Trump pulls out a TV and shows him his own government calling for the extermination of white folk. That is a boss move if I've ever seen one. So, yes, this is exactly what we voted for. We want fairness for everybody. It's not right that white people are being attacked in South Africa. Two wrongs don't make a right. You can't make up for evil with more evil. And I'm proud to say I voted for this
So
man.
the question is, if the tables were turned, right, if it was black farmers that were having this so-called injustice, would Trump still turn the same side, right? Would he still support them the way he supported and supposedly brought in these Afrikaners into the United States for refugee status? Would it still be the same, right? Because concerning this meeting, some people are on Ramaphosa's side. They are saying that, yeah, he's a great president. He did not lose his cool. He defended the truth, because that's nothing but the truth, that is leadership. And some MAGA supporters, right, are saying that Trump is standing up for the white farmers. This is a case of genocide and all of that. They are saying that Trump is shedding light on an issue ignored by the liberal media, and that Ramaphosa is gaslighting the world about the real dangers that the farmers face. Now, who is talking about the real dangers that the black farmers are facing? Guys, I need to know what you think about this in the comment section, because this meeting, was it just a collision of politics, race, truth, global power, or do you think that there was something more to this meeting? Was Trump right to raise the issue, or do you think he went too far? Let me know. And did you think that Cyril defended South Africa enough? Let me know what you think in the comment section.
They're making unsubstantiated claims about white genocide in South Africa in front of the president of South Africa. Donald Trump snaps and goes off on, I would say, an unhinged rant and confessing to crimes he would like to commit.
Heads chopped off. They died violently. And, we're here to talk about it. And I didn't know we'd get involved here. But I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake, like NBC, which is fake news, totally, one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS, horrible. But if they weren't fake news like this jerk that we have here, if we had real reporters, they'd be covering it. But the fake news in this country doesn't talk about that. They don't want to talk about it, but now they have to talk about it. But they won't. This won't even be a subject. They'll have him talking about why did a country give a free, think of this, why did a country give an airplane to the United States Air Force? Okay? The United States, not to me, to the United States Air Force, so they could help us out, because we need an Air Force One until that's Air Force One, it's being built. 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay. Wow. But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about, and talk about it very calmly. We were taught by Nelson Mandela that whenever there are problems, people need to sit down around a table and talk about them.
Well, there are problems.
And this is precisely what we would also like to talk about, including, of course, trade matters, investment matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States.
Those are all recent. Those are all deaths.
Yeah, in many ways, one should say you are a partner of South Africa, and you are raising concerns, and these are concerns that
I've never seen so much disrespect coming from the President of the United States in my life. It's almost as if something about South Africa brings the worst out of him. Spreading baseless claims about genocide and running around accepting bribes, or basically suggesting that you would accept bribes, is totally un-American, and I don't understand how his supporters can continue to allow this type of behavior to become status.
I'm not a political content creator, but let's talk about what happened between our president, Cyril Ramaphosa, and Donald Trump 2 nights ago. Because for me, wow, that was a masterclass in leadership, conflict resolution, de-escalation, and also, for me, diplomacy. Basically, it was everything that you wish your WhatsApp group drama meltdown could be. Now, before you keyboard warriors come for me, say things like he should have clapped back at Trump, now pause and breathe and think a little bit. Some critical thinking is necessary. Because here's the thing. Just because Trump rose like a bull in a china shop doesn't mean that President Cyril should have also joined in there to create a wrecking ball. That's not what leadership is about. It was not about WWE mesh. Because newsflash, South Africa needs to save relations with the USA to save jobs, to save the farms, to save a whole bunch of things that we as South Africans need for our economy to thrive. He walked in there calm, composed, laser focused, no shade, no shouting, just facts. Instead of grandstanding like some of you wanted, he let actual South Africans, workers, business folks speak for themselves unfiltered. And they were not coached, they were raw, they stated facts, and I think it worked. Because here's what they said in simple, plain language, and I also agree. Yes, crime is big in South Africa. The problems in South Africa, we're not hiding from them. Yes, farm murders are real, serious, and ongoing. But guess what? More murders are happening also in your Cape Flats, in townships, in rural areas. It's not just the farms. Most of us are living in danger in this country. It's nothing about the race, but it's about poverty, inequality, and an economy that needs a boost. The whole white genocide thing, we all know that's not true. It's a political spin and we should not be distracted. And no, South African government doesn't have any racially charged violence against any race or taking away anybody's land. That has not happened. USA and South Africa are partners. Cyril knows that, and he wanted to save that relationship so that people can start doing business with us again. He went in there to win the economic war, not the argument. He walked in there, he de-escalated. It wasn't easy, but he didn't defend himself. He led with dignity. And that, my friend, is for me what I call leadership. Because at the end of the day, South Africa didn't act like a victim. We didn't act like the villain either. We showed up as a grown-up nation. We owned our mess, speaking the truth, calling in and not calling out, and really pushing strategic partnership. And if you watched any of the follow-up videos with the businessmen at the networking sessions, you would have noticed that quite a few of them want to do business with South Africa again. And that, for me, is...
Think Donald Trump is racist, then you did not just witness what happened between him and the South African president in the Oval Office while they were supposed to be discussing coming together on a bill. Donald Trump never gave a fuck about Gaza. He never gave a fuck about you. So for everybody who said, oh my goodness, we are voting for him because Joe Biden allowed a mass genocide to happen. Donald Trump just asked the South African president in the Oval Office why he allowed white refugees to go through a genocide in South Africa. Do you know how fucking crazy that is? The same white refugees he brought here to take all the farmland that the government seized that have no farming skills. Same immigrants from Africa that their entire lineage is known for killing Africans to take their land. Yeah, he just asked the president of South Africa, the black president, why he allowed them to experience a genocide and confronted him on a genocide in South Africa. That is not fucking happening, by the way. It's not happening. So for everyone who's like, oh, well, why would we vote for Biden? And did he ask the leader of Israel why he's encouraging a genocide? Or seizing the Gaza Strip? Or unaliving thousands of people daily? No, but he asked in the name of white refugees. Okay, what fucking timeline are we in? What fucking timeline are we in that our president is ignoring having parts in a war that has actively been an actual genocide, but instead turned to racism and these white refugees who literally are descendants of some of the worst racists in the world, and ask their president why he'd allowed them to experience.
So let me ask the question I asked before. Let me ask it again. Would Trump still put the same energy if it was black farmers that are affected the most? And we are not saying it's not black farmers that are affected the most, right? But let's just put it in that context. If the tables were turned around, would he put in the same energy? Because Trump showed a video that many people say was misleading, because he claimed that, okay, white farmers in South Africa are being targeted, right? And this has been heavily debated over and over and over again, and it has not been backed up by strong facts, right? We are just saying it under that narrative. Now, South Africa president remained calm, and he explained his truth over and over again by saying that South Africa has crime. I mean, there's no country that does not have crime, right? But black people are most affected, according to him, not just white farmers, right? Guys, what do you think about this in the comment section? Because people are saying that the strength of remaining calm, right? South Africa president showed it, right? White telling his truth, and he wasn't reacting in anger when he was put on the spot. Guys, what do you think about this in the comment section? Let me know what you think about this particular heated topic, because it is really heated. Thank you for watching, guys. If you have found value in this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.